May, are you there? I want to know just what the heck you think you're doing, huh? I mean, really, what is the matter with you? How could you do this to your own sister? How could you sleep with your own sister's husband? What in the world drove you to do that?
I was wondering when you were finally going to come to try and scold me like the old hag you are. But you can cry all you want. To me, it just sounds like the sobs of a sore loser.
A sore loser? You can't be serious, right? How dare you call me that? You realize you're in the wrong here, don't you?
Says you. Things seem to be going pretty well from where I'm standing. After all, Brian works for such a huge company and earns so much. Not to mention he's incredibly handsome. He was way too good for a fat, ugly nobody like you. Clearly, Brian deserves to be with someone more on his level. Someone like me. I guess you could say that him and I were destined to be together.
What are you talking about? Are you seriously trying to tell me that your soulmate was my husband?
Actually, that reminds me. Are you just reaching out to me because you finally got the divorce papers from Brian? Or because you heard that we were going to the courthouse to register ourselves as husband and wife?
It was the divorce papers, if you must know, and when I couldn't get a hold of Brian, I knew that I had to call you to get to the bottom of this.
Well, at least you know the truth. Brian and I are getting hitched! Isn't that amazing?
I still can't believe that you're doing this. It's just horrible. How can you even live with yourself doing this to your own sister?
Oh, please! Can't you just accept that this is over and done with? Anyways, hurry up and send off those divorce papers so we can get married! Thank you, sis! Hey there, Trish! How have you been? Can you believe it's been 5 whole years since we've last talked? What have you been up to lately? Are you still fat, ugly, and single?
Wait, is that really you, May? Wow, I was wondering when you were finally going to reach out to me again. But I should have known that you've barely even changed even after all this time.
Excuse me? And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
You know exactly what it means. Now why are you messaging me? What do you want?
Whatever, I can let mean comments from a loser like you slide. Actually, I have some big news that I need to share with you. So, I guess we can just say that I'm being nice enough to ignore the snide remark that you made.
I don't really care what you do about that comment at this point. Just tell me what you're messaging me about.
So you really just want me to get straight to the point? No small talk or catching up after all this time?
May, do you have something you want to talk to me about or not? Because if not, then I don't see the point in carrying on like this.
You really are no fun, you know that? Fine. If you must know, next week I'm going to be coming home with my daughter!
Oh, wait, you're going to be coming with your daughter? I didn't even know that you had any children.
Well, I do. And that means that I gave our parents their very first grandchild. So, what do you think of that?
Well, how old is this daughter of yours?
She's 2 years old, if you must know.
2 years old? Is that really right?
Of course it is. You think I don't know how old my daughter is? Anyways, the reason that I'm coming home is because Brian and I got a divorce and I don't have anywhere else to go now. So, I'm coming back home.
Oh no, you mean that you two got a divorce? I thought that you were soulmates.
Can you believe it? I thought that we were soulmates too. That damn Brian quit his big fancy job and then took something that paid way less. He said some dumb thing about wanting to follow his dreams, and I know that that wasn't going to work out between us.
Hold on a second. So you're telling me that you went to the trouble of stealing your own sister's husband and then ended it all over a career change?
Sure, he might not have just become unemployed, but he took a job that paid so much less than what he used to get. I had no choice but to leave him, don't you see?
And now you want to come crawling back home because you have nowhere else to go?
I mean, that's a pretty nasty way of putting it, but the meaning is basically there.
And you really think that you can just disappear from all of our lives for 5 years and then just show up like nothing happened?
I think that when Mom and Dad see their favorite daughter come home with their first grandchild, that they might give me a break.
Well, we'll just see about that, won't we?
I suppose we will. Or rather, we would, but I have other plans. Namely, you're taking up too much space at Mom and Dad's house, and all you're going to do is get in the way of me. So, I need you out.
Sorry, you're trying to kick me out of the house. Do I understand that right?
Of course. What use even is there of keeping around some divorced old hag like you, huh? Nobody needs or wants you. Why do you think Brian left you when he realized that your sister was far superior to you, huh? I don't even know what he saw in you to begin with.
You know, I really don't think that you know what you're talking about right now at all.
And just what is that supposed to mean? Do you know something that I don't?
You could say that. For example, you aren't the one giving Mom and Dad their first grandchild.
What are you talking about? How is my daughter not their first grandchild?
Well, that would be because they already have a 4-year-old grandson, I'm afraid. In fact, they have 4 other grandchildren in addition to him.
Wait a second. You're telling me that you have 5 children? But that can't be right. I mean, you're such a fat, ugly cow. Who in the world would want to have kids with you?
Sorry, I guess I should have made that clear. It isn't that all 5 of the kids are my children.
What are you talking about them? Did you take in some strays off the street or something? Is this supposed to be some kind of plan to get Mom and Dad to like you more than they like me?
No, it's nothing like that, but as you know, we have a 3rd sister, right? Well, a few years ago, she married someone she was going to college with, and they started spitting out kids like nothing.
Hold on a second. You're telling me that Paula got married? Well, how many of the kids are hers then?
That's right. She got married, and her husband have 3 kids between the 2 of them now. Of course, she's the youngest of us, and we were all worried since she got pregnant her first year of college. But she stayed with her boyfriend, who's been really very supportive and responsible. As for me, I have a 2-year-old daughter and an 8-month-old son, so altogether our parents already have 5 grandchildren.
But, I mean, she's the youngest. But she gave our parents their first grandchildren. You have to be lying to me. I refuse to believe that you're telling me the truth. And how do you have 2 kids already? You're supposed to be alone forever.
You are right that some men in this world would hold having gotten divorced against a woman, but there are plenty of understanding men out there as well. Besides, it isn't like I've just been some shut-in ever since the last time we talked. For example, I still have my same job that I did when you fled.
But I don't get it. This wasn't how things were supposed to go.
Anyways, I feel like we've gotten a little bit off topic. But what were you saying about wanting to move back in with your daughter?
That's right. Even though I might not be bringing home Mom and Dad's first grandchild, I'm still their favorite daughter, and I know they'll love to have me come home. So, before I get there, I need you to move out of the house and make room for me. I don't care if you're there with your husband and kids. I want you all out.
But I don't even live with Mom and Dad anymore.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a few months ago we were moving out of there, and now we're all gone from the house.
But that means that if you're gone, then I should just be able to move in without any issues, right?
I just really don't know if there would still even be a room left for you there, though.
What do you mean? If you and your family have all moved out, then there's got to be plenty of space for me there.
Do you even know where Mom and Dad's house is?
Of course I do! You really think that I don't have their address? Did you really think I was going to let something like that stop me from what I was doing? Thanks for telling me that you're gone. You've made this whole thing so much easier for me. Finally, tomorrow I can go home. Trish, are you there? What's going on? I don't understand. Where's the house? Why isn't the house where it's supposed to be? It's just a flat, empty lot now.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Mom and Dad were doing their best to stay there and keep the house. But in the end, they decided that it would just be easier to sell the whole thing and downsize.
So you're telling me that Mom and Dad sold their house and moved away?
That's right. Although I don't really know about how much they sold it for or who they sold it to, but I guess whoever owns the property now had some reason to get rid of the house. But then again, it was getting quite old, and I don't even know how safe it was to be inside.
But what about Mom and Dad? Well, where are they living now? What did they do after they moved?
Well, I told you about how a few months ago my husband and I were getting ready to move out, right?
That's right. You told me that you were all getting ready to move out of their house, but where did Mom and Dad go after that?
I guess I should have been more clear. It wasn't just my family that was doing that. Mom and Dad moved out then as well. They applied for a waiting list at a retirement home and have been renting an apartment until an opening comes along.
You mean that Mom and Dad are going to try and move into a retirement home?
I mean, they aren't exactly spring chickens anymore, you know? So they're in a pretty small space for the time being so that they can save up their money for when they move into the home. That's why I said that I really don't think that there would even be a room for you if you did move there.
But surely they must have some room for me. I mean, I'm their prettiest and favorite daughter, right?
I really think that you're the only one who thinks of yourself in that way. Because I'm pretty sure that our parents actually all love us equally.
No, that can't be true. How could you say something so awful?
I mean, if anything, you're now their least favorite after how you stole my husband from me. In fact, you should know that they told me if you ever show up in our lives again trying to ask for help, that they would have no problem turning you down right away.
But then, where am I supposed to go? Trish, are you there? I really need you right now. It's just terrible.
What is it this time, May? What could you possibly want from me now?
Are you really living in Brian's parents' house? What is going on? I want answers right now.
What are you talking about? I seriously have no idea what you're going on about.
I mean that after I learned about Mom and Dad's plans to move into a retirement home, I didn't have anywhere else to go. So then I tried going back to Brian's parents' place to try and patch things up with him. We were renting an apartment together before, but I know that he canceled the lease after we got divorced. So I thought that he might have gone back to live with his parents for the time being, but then when I got to his parents' house, I saw that your car was parked in their parking lot. Also, it wasn't even their house that was there anymore. Their house had been demolished and replaced with this really amazing looking mansion.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. I guess that means that you were that sad-looking lady with her daughter that I saw staring from my window.
How dare you call me that? Just tell me what's going on right this instant. I want answers.
Right. I guess maybe I should have explained this to you the last time we talked. But the man that I got married to after you ran away was actually Brian's cousin.
Wait, what? You married Brian's cousin? But hold on. Isn't Brian's cousin that genius entrepreneur who was on the cover of all those finance magazines?
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I think that he has had a couple of interviews and photo shoots and stuff like that.
But then that still doesn't explain how Brian's cousin ended up owning Brian's parents' house. How did that happen?
Well, that happened about 5 years ago, actually, not long after you and Brian ran off with each other. Brian's mom was so shocked by what her son had done that she actually had to be hospitalized.
Wait, really? Are you serious about that?
Yep, I'm very serious about it. But I guess that you two were so caught up with what you were doing that you never heard about that happening. But anyways, Brian's parents just wanted a new start and got out of that house as soon as possible. So their nephew offered to buy their land for a good price so that they could get out right away. It wasn't long after that that we bumped into each other while running. Sparks flew, and the rest is history, pretty much. He demolished the house, and we built up a new one, and here we are.
But if his cousin bought the house from his parents, then what happened to Brian? I was sure that he would have gone back to live with his parents.
actually, now that you say that, Brian stopped by here just a couple of days ago.
Hold on. Brian was here just a couple of days ago?
Yeah, that's right. He, like you, thought that his parents' house would still be here waiting for him. But the only person who was home then was his cousin, who explained to him what happened. Of course, he didn't give Brian his parents' new address. After Brian realized he wasn't going to get anywhere with his cousin, he just wandered off dejectedly.
Well, it would have been good to know all of this before I came all the way here.
I guess so. It's not really my problem either way. If you want to try and get back together with Brian, that is completely up to you. Either way, I want you to leave me out of it and stay away from my house. My husband and I don't want anything to do with you or whatever you're scheming.
But I don't have anywhere to go. You know that.
Well, don't think that you can come to me asking for help, because I have nothing to say to you at all. Got it?
But you're my sister. You can't do this to me. Please, you have to help me. We're supposed to be there for each other at times like these, right?
Oh, please. When were you ever there for me? You literally disappeared from all of our lives for 5 years, and now you think you're entitled to our help? You have some nerve even thinking that that's an option for you. Just leave me alone.
Trish, please don't do this to me! You're all I have left.
You lost me a long time ago, May. Now just go away and leave me alone forever. After that, May ran up to my front door and started ringing the doorbell over and over again. She never stopped until I finally called the police on her and they told her to get off my property. After that, I never ever saw her again. Although according to some friends of friends who were still connected to my sister, she ended up moving in with some old friend, but she could never find Brian or anyone else to marry for that matter. I even heard that she ended up giving up her child for adoption since she could no longer take care of her. I never mentioned this to May, but Brian's parents actually ended up paying me off so that I wouldn't pursue their son for his infidelity. Not only that, but both May and Brian's parents ended up cutting them out of their wills. Although, I guess they have no way of knowing any of that now. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hello, Rita! Hey, did you consider my offer of hosting a barbecue party at your house? It'd be a great way to get to know the people around here, don't you think? Was it called a dog run or something? It's such a waste of space using such a large yard just for your dogs. You've got a large living room too as well, right? If you combine it with the yard, we can easily fit 50 people. I'll host the party for you, so just hurry up and lend me the space.
Hello, Pietra. Yes, a barbecue party does sound like a lot of fun. I just don't want to have one at my house. I've told you this several times already, so will you please stop asking if you can host a barbecue party at our house? It's really not funny anymore. By the way, we have 2 Doberman and 1 Shepherd dog, so they need that much space to get the proper exercise.
What? You mean you have 3 guard dogs?
Well, yes, I've trained them to not let any suspicious people enter the house. Besides, the dog run is for these 3 guys, and I think they'd be really mad if some people made a mess in their yard. And of course, I've trained them not to bite people.
Bite people?
I said I trained them not to bite people, but they're the kind of dogs that will bark a lot at robbers or people they consider a threat. I would appreciate it if you don't do the same thing you did last year at our large house in the 2nd Avenue. What you did was basically just robbery. Seriously, what were you thinking just entering our house like that and helping yourself to our refrigerator? If you try anything strange, you'll definitely cause a commotion and the neighbors might call the police on you. So I think it's best if you give up this idea of hosting a barbecue party at my place.
Hold on, Rita. Don't you threaten me like that. You don't seem to understand who I am.
Anyways, I wouldn't have to do anything if you just accept that you're not going to be able to host a barbecue party at my house.
Fine. I understand I won't host a barbecue party at your house, but only because you threatened me with your 3 guard dogs. Jesus, you're the only mother around here who stands up to me. The boss mother.
Huh? What do you mean, boss mother? You mean like you're the boss of all the mothers at the kindergarten? We don't even have children yet, so I don't think there's any use showing off your authority like that to us. Besides, it's a bit pathetic. How exactly do you become a boss mother in the first place?
People naturally follow the person with the most power, which happens to be me amongst the mothers at the kindergarten. And what did you say to me? Did you say I was pathetic?
Well, yes. I mean, all I have to do is think to myself, what the hell is she talking about? And ignore you. You wouldn't be able to actually do anything.
I get it. Yes, I get it very well now. It seems I'm not going to go any further with you today, so I'll leave. But I'm not going to give up on this, all right? Mark my words. I'm going to host a barbecue party at your house one of these days. Hey, Rita, I heard that you guys adopted a child. I did a bit of investigation, and apparently he was 4 years old, the same age as my daughter. She's the kid who entered our kindergarten just recently, right? I wondered why I wasn't seeing the other mothers recently, but now I know why. You were taking them from me. Well, since it's come to this, I guess I don't have to hold back anymore. Now that you're one of the mothers at the kindergarten, you are going to have to do what I say because I'm the boss mother around here. Well, to business then. I'm going to host a barbecue party at your house. And it looks like you aren't home right now, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to host it right now this afternoon. You refused me over a half a year ago, but when it comes to the kindergarten, you're just a newbie. Considering your position, there's no way you'll be able to refuse now. All right, I told you, so you can't criticize me anymore. It looks like you left with your dogs as well, which is very, very fortunate for me. Hey, Rita! Just like I told you, I started the barbecue party at your house this afternoon. I brought all the barbecue equipment on my own, but as your penalty for not giving us a proper welcome, even though you're just a newbie at the kindergarten, we're going to leave all the cleaning and stuff to you. Oh, and we're also going to make you pay for all the meat and vegetables we ate at the party. We'll pay for it now, of course, but we're going to be sending you an invoice very soon, okay? Oh, and it looks like the meat is ready, sizzling hot. Well, then I'll see you later, I guess. Bye!
Huh? What in the world is this? Hey, Pietra! What the hell are you thinking hosting a barbecue party at my house? Do you understand what you're doing?
Oh, hello, Rita. You haven't texted me in a while. But now that you're one of the mothers at the kindergarten, you just can't ignore me from now on. I'm the boss mother around here, remember?
I don't care about that. I'm asking you, what the hell are you doing in my house?
Well, I heard that you left, so I decided to borrow your yard and living room to host a barbecue party. Oh, by the way, there are actually around 50 people.
50 people? How the hell did you get that many people to come on such short notice?
You see, I'm an Instagrammer. I made a post saying that I was hosting a barbecue party at your place, and about 50 people came to the party. You see, I've got quite a lot of followers in this town as the boss mother.
Don't you understand that you're trespassing on another person's property? What makes you think that what you're doing is actually legal?
Oh, come on. Didn't I tell you I was going to host a party one of these days? Don't get so mad. We're just having a party here. It's not like we're going to rob you or something.
But I never agreed to have a barbecue party at my house. Actually, I only just saw your text just now.
Yeah, but that's your fault for not replying sooner, sweetie. I told you I would be hosting a party this afternoon, which meant that I didn't do anything wrong.
Hold on, how did you get in there in the first place? I'm pretty sure I locked the door when I left.
Oh yeah, it was locked. Which is why I broke the window and got in through there.
You broke the window? Are you seriously out of your mind?
I told you earlier as well, but you're the newbie mother at the kindergarten, Rita. You're the lowest ranking mother at the kindergarten, while I'm the boss of all the mothers. Which means that you have to do whatever I say from now on.
Okay, but I've got nothing to do with the kindergarten you send your kids to. And besides, even if I did what you're saying, it's ridiculous. Just because a few mothers do what you say doesn't actually give you the authority to do whatever you want. Don't you realize that all I have to do is call the police on you and you're going to jail?
What? What do you mean you have nothing to do with the kindergarten? I thought that you guys adopted a child and this child now goes there. Don't bother lying. I already have all the information I need.
I have no idea where you got that information from, but I think you made a big mistake.
Oh, well, what do you mean I've made a big mistake and this is all a big misunderstanding? If you dare stand up against me, I'll kick you out of this town. You've always defied me, you know? The boss mother up until now for some reason, but just so you know, my father wields most of the power around here. All I have to do is give him the word and he'll make you pay. Kicking out 1 or 2 residents from this town is easy for someone like me.
Yeah, but you don't need to kick me out because I already left that town a long time ago. That house you're hosting a barbecue party at isn't mine.
What? This isn't your house?
Yes, it belongs now to somebody else. You see, I moved out 3 months ago.
But no one ever told me that.
Yeah, probably because I had nothing to do with the kindergarten of yours and none of the other mothers could tell you. Oh, and it's true that we adopted a child, but he's already in his 3rd year of elementary school.
Seriously, he's not even 4 years old? But then what was that information I got then?
I don't know, but my guess is that whoever gave you this information must have seen this new child at the kindergarten enter my old house and assumed that I still live there. You see, the child we adopted didn't have a lot of good memories of that town, so we decided to move into a new house with an even bigger yard where we can make our dogs have more space to run and play and even make a space for our child to play too.
What?
Oh, and by the way, it's pretty far away, so don't even bother trying to find us. We have no intention of returning to that town either.
No way. Then whose house is this then?
If I remember correctly, that house now belongs to some son of a prefectural assembly member and his family. And they're going to be moving in next month. Oh, and they're also moving their stuff little by little when they have time, I heard.
Huh? The son of a prefectural assembly member? But someone like that outranks even my father! Damn it, this is a problem!
You should have thought about that before you broke into their house. Oh, and apparently their youngest child is adopted and used to be one of their relatives' children. Oh yeah, I heard that he's a 4-year-old boy and started going to that kindergarten of yours.
What? Hold on, you've got to be pulling a prank on me right now. Then this house is...
Huh? Have you not been reading my text or something? I already told you. It belongs to a prefectural assembly member's son and his family.
Oh, no way. This can't be happening. I think I might have screwed up this time.
Oh, you've always screwed up, Pietra. It's just that your father always bailed you out of it. But it looks like he's not going to be able to do it this time, so you can refuse it all you want, but it's not going to change the truth. Shit, this can't be happening. If his family is a member of the prefectural assembly, even my father won't stand a chance. Oh, is that so? And why should I care? What do you mean, why should I care? I'm in serious trouble right now, and this is all your fault! Oh my god, what should I do? I thought you were still living here, Rita! And how is this my fault? You're the one who broke their window and hosted a barbecue party, inviting 50 people. Don't remind me! This is all your fault because you never told me that you were moving! If I had known who the owner of this house were, I never would have broken in! Breaking into another person's house is illegal, no matter who the owner is, Pietra. Ugh, if there's that many people, then the yard and the dog run must really be a mess right now. Shit! What should I do? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't live there anymore, so it's none of my business. Do something about this! Your only option now is to ask the son of the prefectural assembly member for forgiveness. You say that like it's going to fix everything if I just say I'm sorry. My only hope now is to cover my tracks and hope the owners never find out. But with this many people at the party, rumors are sure to spread. Do something about this, Rita. Say that the barbecue party was your idea or something. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do anything like that. You're the one who doesn't make any sense right now. 40,000 euros! This prefectural assembly member's son found out that we had a barbecue party at his house. And for some reason, they didn't call the police on us, though. And what did you mean by 40,000 euros? It's the amount of money they're making me pay. They said I need to pay for the window I broke, the yard I made a mess of, and also for cleaning to rid the house of the barbecue smell since some people were cooking meat in the living room. They said 40,000 euros is already cheap, so they're not going to consider lowering the amount one bit. Well, that's only to be expected, I guess. I asked my husband and my father to pay it for me, but they both immediately said no. But up until now, they always just gave me the money at times like this. Why didn't they give it to me this time? I don't know. Maybe because you went too far this time? I mean, you did just break into someone else's house and hosted a barbecue party, illegally. But how should I have known who the owners were? If this was anyone else, my father would just get me out of this as usual. Well, it looks like you're finally getting what you deserve. By the way, I had the opportunity to see what exactly you did to their house since we last talked, and as someone kindly showed me a picture of, I don't think you can cover that sort of thing up. To be honest, you should be thankful that they were kind enough to let you off with just 40,000 euros of damage, because they probably weren't lying when they said that 40,000 euros is really cheap. But it's true that I don't have any money. I tried to get the other mothers to pay the 40,000 euros with me, but they all came up with excuses, like how their husbands divorced them, or how their parents were going to be moving in so conveniently so they didn't have money to spare. They all hate me now. Oh, is that so? Looks like they were only doing what you told them to do until now. Because your father would always get you out of your messes that you made. And now they're ditching you because you're actually in trouble.
You don't need to tell me. I already know those mothers are a bunch of treacherous bitches, okay? And hey, what do you think I should do about this? I don't know. Huh? Well, I know. You give me the 40,000 euros? I mean, this was all your fault after all. If you had just replied to my text sooner, I would have found out that it wasn't your house anymore, but the prefectural assembly member's son's house, and I never would have hosted this barbecue party.
Yeah, that's not very convincing, so I think I'll pass. Sorry, but it's time for my dog's walk, so bye.
What? You're prioritizing your dogs over me again?
Yeah, it's tough having to take care of 3 large dogs, you know? It's like having 3 little toddlers to take care of.
I don't care about your dogs or whatever. That's none of my business.
Exactly. Alright, now we understand that both of us don't have anything to do with each other. So, I can go now, right?
Hold on, Rita. We're friends, right? Come on, help a friend in need. I know you have the money.
Goodbye, Pietra. It seems that my former house, which was now the house of the prefectural assembly member's son, is currently under a lot of heavy repair. And ironically, they actually thought about hiring a security company before they moved in. And they were visibly shocked when they saw Pietra and her friends broke into their house before they can even get that started. Pietra, on the other hand, was in quite a lot of trouble. It seemed that one of the people who joined the party was doing a live stream, and so everyone found out about what she had done in 4K, and now people are bashing her on her Instagram account. Whew, apparently it's affecting her father's business too. Also, it was decided that she and her husband would get a divorce, and her husband would get sole custody of the kids. And of the 40,000 euros the prefectural assembly member's son asked for, Pietra would only be able to pay for 32,000 euros, while some of the other people that were responsible for the damages as well only had to pay 8,000 euros in total. And now it seems that Pietra is working multiple part-time jobs both day and night with no days off, pushing her body to the limit.